All right, so today we're going to talk about a project prompt, and you can see that it's uploaded into Canvas, so I'm going to click it, and it should come up in the browser, and so there it is. You guys are going to be getting a written copy of this, okay? And so it's 4 pages long. The copy that you get will be double-sided, okay? But you can see that there's a lot of information on these 4 pages, right? Okay. One of the inherent problems in designing for environmental design, for architecture, landscape architecture, interiors, any of those fields, engineering, is that you're going to deal with many things at the same time. Okay? Another thing that you guys should be aware of is that inevitably in architecture and in the design fields, you're going to have a client. All right, now if you have a client, that client has needs, and they're going to tell you what those needs are in some form of a document. And you have to take into consideration all of those needs at the same time. All of those needs have to be manifest, right, in the project when it's finished. So if you have a client and that client says, I want 3 bedrooms and 2 full baths and 1 3/4 bath, and I want to have a separate playroom for my dog or something, right? Those are all things that you have to consider in the design. And you can't always just deal with one at a time. Sometimes you've got to be thinking about all 3 of them at the same time, okay? Now, this first project that you guys are being given, this is a transition point in the semester for you guys. Up until now, you guys have been working on what we call form studies. But now you're transitioning to a small piece of architecture, okay? And the project that you're going to be working on is a solar gallery, right? It's a small gallery up on a hillside, and it's going to have a lot of little specific things that you guys have to do for the gallery. We've kept the building very simple. It is a 1-room building. Okay? It doesn't have more than 1 room. But there's lots and lots and lots of criteria that you've got to sift through and see what you approach at what time in the sequence. Now, one of the things that I can tell you from experience in dealing with students is that if I give the students this program and I don't give you guys this lecture, right, that many of you will glance through this problem statement or this prompt, however you want to call it, and then you'll immediately jump into design. Oh yeah, I'm going to start doing this thing. And your mind will take you to one thing that you read somewhere, and that's where you're going to start. But that's not always the wisest course of action when starting a design. You guys have got to do something called analysis. And the problem with analysis is that it requires that you engage things from a critical thinking perspective. Okay? You are going to have to make judgment calls about what is and what isn't important, right? What do you call out? What do you leave in? What takes precedence over something else? And one of the key things that you're going to have to understand about the studio environment is that studio process requires a repeated approach at doing something, each time kind of refining or going in a different direction. So we're trying to start you out well with the project prompt. And so the project prompt, starting at the top, you'll see that it has an introduction. So solar gallery project will combine what you have learned about subtraction as a form generator with the building used to display art. The building is an elementary in that it's a single room with 2 outdoor porches. The simplicity of this program is intended to keep the focus on the project requirements related to the position in the local region. I'm not a fan of reading to you guys, but you guys can see that that is a paragraph that's got a lot of different information in it, right? Some of that information is going to be pertinent, some of it may not be, and that's what you've got to learn to call out. There's a second thing that talks about the site, okay? And this just kind of gives you a latitude and longitude, which you guys should be using now with both Rhino and with the
Sun Earth tools.
Sun Earth tools to start to learn a little bit about sun angles, okay? So what I want you guys to do with this document that we're going to be giving you, Mitchell's stapling it for you as we speak, is I want you to take 15 or 20 minutes to read through it carefully, particularly the first 3 pages. The last page has deliverables and constraints and reading on it, okay, not as crucial. But the first 3 pages, I want you to read through it very carefully, okay? And I want you to rewrite it in your own words as a checklist, okay, of all of the things that you have to make sure are fulfilled by your design. Okay? So let me give you an example. I'm going to just kind of scroll down here to item 8, letter B. A 12-inch high glass sculpture will be displayed on a pedestal. The pedestal is 12 inches wide, 12 inches deep, and 36 inches high. You will need to locate 3 openings in the wall or roof that will illuminate the sculpture at the summer solstice, the equinox, and the winter solstice. Okay? So there's 3 windows that you have to place, and you have to know where to place those windows. And I want you to know that that illumination needs to happen at solar noon. Okay? I don't know if that's written in there, but that's one of the things that if it's not in there, you guys will have to make sure you write in. Okay? Solar noon, you have to know what solar noon is. So we probably will have a discussion about solar geometry a little bit later in the class. But this thing here, right, needs to get broken down into several different checklist items. All right? Looking at some additional things, there's sizes that are required. So you read in the very first paragraph that it's a single room with 2 porches, right? Okay, well, right there in that last paragraph, you're getting the size parameters for one of the porches. Develop an entry porch that makes a statement of where a visitor would enter the building. This will be achieved through spatial subtraction. The depth of the entry porch is 5 feet. The width of the porch is between 12 and 24. The Y dimension is to be placed on the east facade. Okay? It continues on, it says the height of the porch is between 12 and 20 feet. So you can see that in that one paragraph, there's several different things, right? And it's easy to forget one. I know this because when I've been running this project now for 2 semesters prior to this, and students will come up and they'll have the wrong depth for their porch, or it'll be on the wrong elevation, or it won't be big enough, or it won't be small enough. And it's because they're not being careful about reading the project parameters. So your first task right now is going to be to take 15 or 20 minutes, go through this thing. Do not highlight. I want you writing handwritten notes, which eventually will turn into a typewritten checklist of how you're going to approach this design. If I were you, what I would do is read through it completely first, then I would come back at it and start to make it into your own words. Okay? All right, any questions? All right, we're going to pass that out, and you guys are going to go to your desks and